Oh my God, two videos in one day. Well, how I love to spoil you little brats, aka degens and lovers of Investor Central Club, because we got some stuff to talk about. Now we have STAX AI, which it's an AI tool that helps you identify unusual options trades that could be profitable. It does back testing. There's so much that goes into it. And again, if you use that code 125 at checkout when you come to investorcentralclub.com, you can get your first month for only $25. That's less than $1 a day for prints like this. Now, mind you, the $44 million sweep we found on Uber was actually a part of that. And mind you, those went from $22 a contract to $42 a contract. So do the math on your own. But today, what we're going to do, STAX AI got lit up like a Christmas tree today, which is kind of rare because usually it'll give around 1 to 3 calls per day. And today we got a massive inflow. So we had Google, Tesla, Uber, cores, and even sleeper picks like CLS and AMD are getting love from the whales today. You already know we're diving deep into the data and decoding what this means for the market and your portfolio, most importantly. So first things first, Google was in the spotlight. We had two $200 strikes, as we can see up here, expiring for 10/17/2025. Now, you can see this person. I feel like this was like a double down almost, because we can see here we bought in at 310 for 1.55 million, giving us about 5,000 contracts. And then we see another print here at 325 for 8,940 contracts total. Mind you, Google just crushed earnings and AI is fueling the breakout narrative. The spot price sitting at, where did they buy this? 161 in that range. These whales are betting on a continuation rally deep into Q4, which wouldn't shock me because when in tech, I will be honest, most things that get released, there's about a 12 to 18 month runway. So if it's positive, you're going to see more momentum go into that. Think of like Dell. Like Dell will run randomly, but then if you go look at NVIDIA, who's one of their main partners, that's one of the reasons why. This is going to be the same thing with Google. When they're beating these antitrust cases and getting over the EU, and while still building supercomputers and building their AI narrative, it's going to create some bullishness within the market. So that's one thing we need to be aware of here. Now let's move on next. Tesla got some juice struck into it. We had the 465 call for September 19th, 2025 with a $2.46 million premium, 3,000 contracts at an $8.20 average at the $280.85 spot. Now, STAX AI tags it with max conviction, by the way. And that's the one thing. These are kind of like max conviction plays from the AI. So Elon's earnings call hinted at a breakthrough in the AI sector, which AI, as we can still see because tech is pumping, is a hot topic and will remain to be. And he also dropped some gems about full self-driving. Investors are betting on a post-earnings rebound, and the print suggests confidence in a 15+% move from the current spot they bought this at as well. Now, another one we also had here was Cores, CORZ down here. We had for September 19th, 2025, $15 calls. We had a $3 million premium attached to a $36 average, giving this trader around 87,323 contracts. And this was at the $7.89 spot. This is a plus 90% plus upside bet here. Now, Core Scientific is tied to crypto mining. Whales might be positioning for a Bitcoin breakout or an ETF-driven squeeze in this position. Now, one thing to note, IV is high at 83% and open interest jumped 4,300 plus contract. So this ain't retail getting into this. This is definitely some institutional movement behind the scenes. Now we also have a sneaky print that weaseled its way in here. We had $115 calls for, again, September 19th. That seems to be a popular date range for CLS. We had 1.5 million spent in premiums, giving them 2,000 contracts at a $7.50 average here. Now the signals here are a full sweep plus unusual volume. Now Celestica is an AI server supply chain. Again, this is tied to AI, so clearly tech is getting that pump and influx of money coming into it right now. This is a smart money pre-positioning ahead of earnings, or a sector catalyst where they think that it could be a sympathy play. They could have their own catalyst and pump their own market. But again, it's one of those things where we need to look at what is CLS attached to and what positive news or partnerships could come from that news as well. Now, the last thing we're going to talk about are Uber and AMD flow. With Uber, we had $105 calls expiring for October 17th of 2025. Again, this is predated earnings. And mind you, Uber just got hit with the suit, but the stock is still running. They bought these at the $78.72 area. And it's coming off a killer earnings quarter, by the way, plus driver incentive cuts. And this is going to equal some marginal growth for the share ride company. Now, meanwhile, AMD, we saw the $120 calls get some hits for the November 21st, 2025 expiration date. We saw 1.89 million pump into this at a $6.30 average, yielding this trader 3,000 contracts at the 94.79 spot. Now, I don't like AMD, but that will not mess with my bias, because here AMD's got upcoming GPU launches, plus they're going to have AI headlines back on deck. Again, from a technical perspective, AMD's biggest issue is they're not able to produce chips that could compete with anything past the HS100 series from NVIDIA currently. And that's what people are looking for. Now, when it comes to saving money and saving the amount of power it takes to power those chips, yes, there are some cost savings there, but you're also going to have performance issues. So that is one thing to keep note of. But it looks like this whale is unfazed, as this came in at 10:48 a.m. Now, this isn't random noise. It's a coordinated multi-sector wave of call buying. Premiums are stacked with 10 million plus across 7 names. Many of these expire in Q3 and Q4, meaning smart money sees macro tailwinds in the short term. All prints came before the major catalysts, by the way, and we're talking jobs data, PCE, and FOMC coming up. Now, this is why we watch the tape. STAX AI lets us front-run narratives before the headlines hit CNBC. So stay sharp, follow the flow, and drop your watch list below of what you hope is going to hit the STAX AI printer next. I'll see you guys in the next one. Let me know if you want more of these in the comments. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification, and leave a comment, all right? I love you guys, and I do this for you. So I hope you enjoyed this content, and I will see you guys in the next one.